Alright, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakak Double honors to the apostles and the others at GMS and the Akim pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. So, yeah, I found this article. Is as DARPA seeks militarized microbes so they can spread genetically modified bacteria. Yeah, so a lot of these these super diseases are made in the lab. These super bacteria, that are resistant to all antibiotics. So they're being made in the lab. They're going to be used to against the human population to lower the population. There's this. They got the Georgia guidestones where they want to keep the population under 500 million. So a lot of people are going to die, through starvation, through these diseases, through the nuclear destruction that's coming. So yeah, I'll go into this is Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Yes, what's the secret counsel? These high level elites, the so-called Illuminati, the Bilderberg group. There's all these different types of councils that they have, and this is one thing. Bill and Melinda Gates are giving four million to help scientists engineer a malaria-killing mosquito. So they've funded this multiple times. They funded it one time in Florida, where they released a bunch of mosquitoes, and then months later you had children being born with the Zika virus, which was never even heard of before. That's because they're putting it in mosquitoes and they're releasing it. They're doing like test runs. Here's another one. Bill Gates funds approval of GMO mosquitoes to combat dengue. So this is. There has been much debate about the pending FDA approval of genetically modified salmon, which they're genetically modifying the salmon now, that grows to maturity twice as fast as a natural salmon. Its many detractors have labeled it Frankenfish. So look at all this wickedness they're doing. They're trying to be like the Most High. They're trying to control everything. Here's another one. Bill Gates funds the release of thousands of GMO mosquitoes on African nation solely for experimental purposes. See, all these things happening is Esau's work, but it's ultimately coming from the Most High, because the Most High is putting the Spirit on him to make these things, to bring the famine. I mean, to bring pestilence. All these things on the world. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Yes, these are part of the plagues. The sickness. Is the famine. Destruction. All these things are going to come to pass. To bring destruction on this place. So here's Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Yeah, that's these elites. We're devising iniquity. Upon their bed, they can't sleep unless they've plotted wickedness. So they've done wickedness, because that's what their spirit is. They destroy everything. Everywhere they go, they cause destruction. But yeah, there's this other one. Is Candida auris is often multi-drug resistant, meaning that it is resistant to multiple antifungal drugs commonly used to treat candida infections, which is what I've dealt with a large part of my life. Still dealing with it. It's hell. I'll play this video. Like 80% of the population, is infected by it. So this Candida auris is going to be really simple, a really simple thing for them to use to kill a lot of people, because people's immune system is already taxed, it's already broken down. So and Candida already exists in a large part of the population. So I'll play this video.
And fed it sugar to get it to grow. That's what's happening in your stomach right now. Let's take a look at that picture again. These are actual Candida albicans growing in a petri dish. When you feed the Candida, it starts to breed faster and faster and faster. Soon it has outnumbered the good bacteria in your stomach. Then it makes its way into your upper and lower intestine and throughout your entire GI tract. Before long, it begins to expand into other parts of your body, resulting in serious medical problems that can cripple your ability to enjoy a happy life. Fatigue, weight gain, sleeplessness, bloating and gas, irritable bowel syndrome, constipation, skin problems, fungal infections. These are just the start of the havoc Candida can wreak onto your body. If you're suffering from any one of these symptoms, it's very likely this parasite is to blame. When you take antibiotics, Candida growth accelerates even faster, as antibiotics kill off many of the good bacteria that would otherwise keep it in check. It's because of all this, doctors estimate that currently, at the time this video was being produced, in the fourth quarter of 2013, 80% of all Americans suffer from some degree of Candida overgrowth. Dr. David Perlmutter, a personal advisor.
So 80% of these people in this country are already infected by Candida. You know, there's obviously it's the natural, or not the natural, the already occurring form, because it is in our body, but this food, this diet that people are eating, high sugar, high carbs, high glucose, it feeds this bacteria, and the diet, the standard American diet, is what's causing all this, because it's all like processed carbs, processed garbage, which is just feeding all the bad shit in our body. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, all these are devices that Satan is using, which is Esau is a physical counterpart to on this earth. So to Satan, you know, to the spiritual demon Satan, because all he does is do wickedness on the earth. He destroys everything. You know, everything's polluted. Everything's backwards, you know. These are Satan's devices that he's going to use, you know. But we see these things, you know. There's this back to Candida, you know. Salakia is all over the place, but Lord willing, you know, it's edifying, you know, to a brother. There's this website, the Candida Diet. So this is you know, eating healthy is a good way to start healing ourselves, heal our body, you know, get our immune systems, super boost our immune system to combat things, because our body ultimately is the one that combats things. You don't need fucking what is it? The injections, you know, the vaccines and bullshit that the doctors give you, you know, all these pills, all these antibiotics, which there's natural antibiotics that are better than the ones that they use at the hospitals. You know, they use penicillin, all these different types of antibiotics, but there's natural ones that you can use. There's papaya seeds. Papaya seeds are antibiotic. There's this pill called made out of grapefruit seeds, grapefruit seed extract. These are what else? Black walnut tincture. So yeah, these are all things we can use to fight bad bacteria infections. So there's back to Candida. You know, this is what I followed to get back into being more healthier. Um, so candida feeds off starch and gluten, you know. So this is a guide what to eat, you know, to lower it. There's non-starchy vegetables, you know, artichokes, asparagus, broccoli, garlic, kale, low sugar fruits, avocado, lemon, lime, because even the sugar in the fruits feeds it. If your body's already got candida in it, sugar fruits and the sugar still feed it. So you're not gonna always stop eating fruits. You know, just it's for a period of time till you get it under control. Then you could start adding more sugar fruits. Non-glutinous grains: buckwheat, millet, oat bran, quinoa, which quinoa is usually the main one I use. Healthy proteins: you know, anchovies, chicken, eggs, herring, salmon, sardines. I do sardines and mostly grass-fed beef, lamb a lot of the time. Right now, actually gonna make a lamb stew with you know, with peas, split peas, and lentils. Dairy products: butter, ghee, kefir, probiotic yogurt. Which kefir is that's what there's a probiotic yogurt that I make. Low mold nuts. Yeah, because even mold gets in your body and it starts to reproduce. You know, there's black mold, you know, that you could breathe in. Um, Herbs, spices, you know, healthy fats: coconut oil, flax oil, olive oil. No sugar sweeteners. So this is, I mostly use stevia. I mean xylitol, because xylitol actually combats the biofilm that candida makes. So this I buy this one, and it's called Morning Pep. It's in a green bag. I buy it on Amazon. Um, so fermented foods: kefir, olive, sauerkraut, yogurt. Yeah, so these are all good things to eat. You know, to high fiber, taking a lot of fiber. Foods to avoid. You know, obviously all this shit, all this is junk. And this is the main diet in America. All this garbage. This is what feeds it. This is why people are all sick. They're all fucking. They're through. You just walk around. You see the face on people. They're all fucking fat, overweight. You see the dark circles under their eyes, because all that toxins trying to get out of their body, and it's just trapped. It can't. They're not feeding their body the proper nutrients for it to be expelled out of their body. Foods to avoid: foods that are high in sugar, foods that contain gluten, foods that promote gut inflammation. You know, sugar and sugar substitute: agave, aspartame, corn, honey, maple syrup. Glutinous grains: barley, rice, spelt wheat. High sugar fruits: bananas, dates, fruit juice, grapes, mango, raisins. Processed meats: yeah, obviously like fucking like beef jerky and all that shit is processed meats. You know, some dairy products: cheese, milk, cream. Yeah, so condiments, which it says no foods to avoid: horseradish. See, this one I don't agree with. Is because horseradish is really good to actually take out you know, bad bacteria. But here, I guess it's talking about the condiments, the one they make in like a fucking like a lab or whatever. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I was just something I had on my spirit, you know. Saw these, you know, and made me think about all these different types of bacteria that exist already and that they're making. So you know, Candida auris, which is the super form of the regular Candida. Um, the Yeah, you know, Lord willing, it was edified. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakakwidash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS and the Akim, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. and shalom to the elect, and a Bible ball.